From elephants coming into camp to some of the most beautiful birds you'll ever see, settle into the laid-back pace of life at the bush camps. Go on your first walking safari to get closer to South Luangwa's wildlife than you've ever been. See lions feast on a recent kill and get your feet wet for the ultimate bush dining experience. Born in South Luangwa National Park, the walking safari is the ultimate way to connect with the park's plant and wildlife. The rules are simple. Walk in a straight line, keep noise to a minimum, and follow the guy with the gun. You'll be rewarded with an incredibly intimate experience soaking in the guide's wealth of knowledge.
So who would have come up or down?
Sorry?
Who would have come up or down?
Elephants.
Elephants, really?
Okay.
Yeah. Elephants will surprise you how steep the banks they can.
So they can climb up this?
Probably. Temba is taking over or what? Places like Choma, you go to Choma, between Monzi and Choma there's just huge dome-shaped, I mean the whole landscape is just termite. You can literally, I think tourists, they can be an attraction in itself.
Really?
Incredible, yeah. But the Macrochems mosambicensis is the most common species of termite here, whose mound we're looking at. And the built massive termite mound. This mound is not as active. You can see all the holes.
Yes.
It's in an inactive state because you can see where the rains eroded and they have been patched up, the holes. So it's not as active.
But it will still be working inside.
Yes. Yes. Well, when the mound is in an inactive state, it's very, very difficult to tell whether it's dead or not. But most likely, I think it's very much alive. This tree in particular is called the crystobal, and it is hallucinogenic. There are two trees in Africa that are known to be hallucinogenic, and both of the species have the same usage. West Africa is called the iboga, which is hallucinogenic, and here it's called the crystobal, Chrysotyrix febrifuga, but mostly used to give to people that are practicing, accused of practicing witchcraft. And it confuses them to the extent where they are then confess that they are actually witches. It's just a trick.
Oh, wow.
They get the roots or the bark, soak it in water, make an infusion, then they force you to drink it. It's still practiced today. I think the elephant was trying to debug the tree. You can see the tasking, but it looks really like claw marks, but they are way too big. If you look over here.
Oh yeah.
Typically, a leopard, the lion claw marks will appear like that, but not as broad, not as big as this. This definitely would have been an elephant trying to remove the bark from the tree. If the insects come out, if I disturb the entrance and the insects come out, then the advert is in there. Nothing is coming
Perhaps
out.
not.
So it's probably not in there. Because mostly the insects sit on the back of the advert, and as it goes in, they remain by the entrance. And when you sort of disturb the entrance, you see that these flies. Who knows? It could even be in there.
On our safari, we were fortunate enough to cross paths with Mike and Lisa, two professional ornithologists from Boston University. Along with our guide Manda, they gave us a fascinating look into the beautiful South Luangwa bird life we would not have seen otherwise.
Marshall would have had a wider breast.
Oh, absolutely.
Back at camp after the morning game drive, we had a few visitors while we waited for brunch.
Something to say, they're not quite sure.
That's great.
Your ear?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, the cartilage is broken.
Oh no.
So she's been like that for about 16 years. She's okay. She has a baby too. Don't know.
So she
Fight
can't
or
bend her ears.
no, she can't bend that ear, which from a cooling point of view is bad
Yeah.
because all her veins are exposed on the back of the ear. So half her air conditioning system is down. But she carries on, you know. To float a log there for them because we did
Yeah.
have them in the past. And they used to sit on Harry's back because Harry was a lot more accommodating. But this is what they're trying to get at.
Hello. How's it going? Well, there's a little family of elephants, including one that's pretty small. It's just coming up to drink and stay. There's a tiny one in there somewhere.
There. Garden.
You see the left tusk is much more long than the right, so he's left-handed. So.
You're welcome.
Sausage?
Sausage.
And the trading. Yeah.
Somebody feel? You like somebody feel?
How old is she?
And I started going down the list until I got a reaction. And it was about number 5. I got this doggy reaction.
Anyway, to name it.
Oh, so do people do that?
Cheers.
You guys are professionals.
wonder how they
Lots of buffalo droppings around. There must have been a big herd of buffaloes not long ago around here. Moving towards the
Yeah, I see it. It's
the
pretty
left.
down low behind the grass.
and the other one is by the hill.
There's the
This is
eye
by the
shining,
mound.
yeah. Very briefly.
Oh, honey badger.
Oh, look at him. Yeah.
Look at
Honey badger
him.
just
He's on the
that
bank
black
right
thing.
there in the light.
So they don't go in the water then very much.
Kind of the shallow end to catch fish.
He's
He's digging for something. He'll come out with something. I wonder what he's digging for. Fascinating.
right behind that big tree. There it goes, yep, behind the grass.
There he is. Running.
We're heading off from Billy Mungwe to look for cats and predators.
On our way to search for big cats, it's time for a lesson on South Luangwa's diverse plant life. First up is the famed sausage tree.
Real name. And then the scientific name is called Kigeria africana.
Well, yes.
Kigeria africana. You know, I call it a tree of life because of its properties to both humans and animals. Okay? Why is a tree of life? Because 90% of animals benefit from this tree. We talk of zebras, we talk of hippos, we talk of elephants, giraffes, pukus, kudus, impalas, zebras, porcupines, squirrels, monkeys, baboons, even bats as well. And for the local people, we use it for the medicine. Okay?
Medicine.
So, yes. It really works a lot. So, for example, giraffe, they'll go for the small one. When they're green, they look like cucumber. Now it's very hard, they can't break it open. Then zebras, they go for both flowers and the fruit once they fall on the ground. You see this path? It's from the hippo. So every night people go and check if there's one on the ground and then they feed on it. Like now, because you can see it's quite bare, there's no green grass for the animals to graze. So hippos are fond of the same fruit this time of the year. Elephants, they eat both the flowers and the fruit. Impalas, you've seen impalas before, under this tree, waiting for the flowers to fall, and then they pick from there. Kudus also, they go for the flowers. And then baboons, like all primates, monkeys, baboons, they go for the fruit up there. Even squirrel, you know squirrels, the tree squirrels, they go up there and eat from there.
Okay.
Okay?
It has pretty flowers.
Yes,
The flowers
they
are
look pinkish.
lovely.
Yeah, I'll show you one on the ground. Yeah. Also, they what else? Apart from hippos and other stuff I've mentioned about, also kudus. They go for the flowers. They pick there. Okay. So for the medicine, we use it. You use mainly the fruit. You go for the fruit. For example, if you have any bite from tesafly, you get the piece, you chop and let the lab on the spot. That itch will go out. And also for anemia,
Really?
it works a lot. If you go to Zimbabwe, right now, there's a cream called Kigeria cream. that cause skin cancer from the same tree. They add other chemicals to make that cream. It's called Kigero cream. And then if you go to East Africa, they ferment beer. They add with honey and the same stuff.
They make beer out of the sausage.
Yes. But also here in Zambia, we make snuff. You know snuff?
Yeah.
Sell it as sausage beer.
Yes.
Oh, right.
We make snuff. We burn it to ashes. Then you add with tobacco. Then make snuff.
Oh, my goodness.
So it looks a lot. It works a lot for both animals and animals. So I call it a tree of life. So if you can see this arrangement of trees, you know, some they are tall, some they are short. And these trees are called Mopane trees. Mopane.
Ah,
Yeah. Mopane
no
trees.
leaves though.
And this time of the year, they lose or they shed some leaves to reduce the rate of transpiration. So a few months to come, they'll have some new leaves, like middle of November, December. It will be green everywhere. So this is the short one, we call them scrap Mopane. And the tall ones, we call them the cathedral Mopane. Why these are short? It's because of elephant destruction. Elephants love them a lot because the leaves of these trees, they contains protein. They're rich in protein, in short. So elephants come and browse them every day. No wonder they look so short. So these ones survive from the elephant destruction. Eh? Sometimes they go for the bark and also the leaves. But now they have no leaves until mid of next month to December.
One of the most incredible scenes on our whole safari was the Carmine bee eaters. In addition to being such colorful, beautiful tropical birds, just listen to the wonderful sound of their calls.
The color is so electric.
We just got word on the radio that there were some lions that made a kill. So that's where we're heading now.
Yeah. So I see it was a young elephant, yeah? So that one is guarding the meal, because once you move from there,
Well, the vultures are all swooping.
within
Yeah.
some minutes it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's guarding those.
With that many vultures, you would think so.
And these two are over here sleeping off the food coma.
So they'll change. That one will come here and these will go there
Yeah,
to keep an eye.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was really cool. That was really cool.
The lions were interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
the face of,
Hopefully we can get a glimpse of that leopard too.
yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As our morning game drive comes to a close, our bush camp hosts continue to outdo themselves.
So new birds? Yes. Wow.
I keep thinking we're going to have a walk or a drive without new birds for 6 days.
Which new birds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we move into the afternoon game drive, soak in the magic as we continue our search for the fourth of Africa's Big Five, the leopard. Up next, move across the river to the Kapamba Bush Camp for more walking safaris as the wildlife seems to be getting better by the day. Then, on your final game drive, put the cherry on top of your South Luangwa adventure with an incredibly rare sighting before we transfer over to Kasanka National Park for the famous bat migration.
There's a leopard in the tree right behind us.